picture over. You might not use all of the video over, but you're definitely going to probably use
For
the
sure.
audio.
Okay.
Okay, so we are ready to go.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
So tell, you're going to be taking my voice out anyway, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about today and how you, how your students were, how did your lesson, tell us about your lesson today.
So some of the components of my lesson today that involved the active learning classroom had to do with the writable surfaces in the classroom. So we use the writable surfaces a lot. What you'll see in the video is them using the walls, and the walls are really great spaces for activities like gallery walks, activities where students need to engage and share and get out of their seats and really be able to think almost out loud through writing by using the writable surfaces. Students also use the writable surfaces to think to themselves as well. And that was also demonstrated in a later part of the lesson where the students were watching a video, which they could watch. And it's really helpful, even though I don't always use the same thing projected on the table screens as I do on the large screen. I sometimes do because it helps to give that individual, they're able to look more closely and then be able to think in writing on the tables as they're going along. So I love the writable surfaces, and it's not that these things couldn't have been done before, but they're done in such a more sustainable and organic way, right? So before we used to use easel pads, and every time we would have to get rid of the easel pads, right? Or we'd have to put them up, or we'd use easel pads and Post-it notes, or we would use tons of paper. And it's like, there are benefits to that, but it's really helpful since students in the K-12 setting are often using more and more digital tools. They're allowed to take pictures instead of taking notes on their phone. I want my students to be able to have that experience too, and so a lot of times they'll write on the surfaces and they'll take a picture and tweet that, or they'll use that as their notes. And the other thing that I really love about today's lesson in particular is being able to use video and Google Docs, right, to actually have students respond simultaneously. So they're talking in groups and they're interacting. Sorry, you're going to edit this, I know, but I really love that they're able to sit at the tables and do that interaction. So they talk in partners, they talk at tables, and then they're able to simultaneously respond to prompts in ways that show, oh, each one of these classroom or each one of these tables have responded to the prompt, they've thought through it, they've talked together, and then we can all look at what everybody has done. So it's a really great space for collaboration. And you know, I was a collaborative teacher before I got into the active learning classroom, but the active learning classroom just facilitates that space in so many ways that are powerful and important, and some of them are tech-based, and some of them are just as simple as having something that you can write on in front of you, and it's such a great space.
And how do you feel that your teaching style has changed? Well, since you've been in one of these rooms?
Well, one of the things that the active learning classroom has made me want to do is flip all of my classes. So I had flipped a class prior. So flipping classrooms is doing the instruction, the lecture part, or the majority of the lecture outside of class through video, and then having students come in and engage in interactive activities. And because the active learning space is so conducive to activity and engagement and collaboration, it really has allowed me to focus on those types of activities with context and those types of discussions that are really rich and thoughtful in my classroom time with students.